So as they say at the poker table, it's time to make things interesting. So let's throw you a couple curveballs and see how you handle a little bit harder type of factoring problems. Here is a quadratic expression. So there's no equal sign. And they ask me, hey, go ahead and factor this thing. But as you look at this, ask yourself, what makes this problem different than the ones we've been doing? One of the things is I notice that the numbers are a lot bigger. All right, I got a 5, I got a 40. The 5 is going to be the quadratic coefficient. The 40 is the linear coefficient, and the 80 is the constant. And I have this 5x squared sitting out in front, which I'm not used to seeing. I'm only used to seeing an x squared there. So the first thing I want you to do before you do anything else, before you try to factor, is I want you to look to see if all of those numbers, the coefficients, the 5, the 40, and 80, have something that can be factored out or undistributed. And in this case, it can't. We can undistribute or factor out a 5. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to pull a 5 to the outside. And when I do that, I'm left with x squared plus 8x plus 16. How do I know that? Because I know that if, a big if, I were to distribute the 5 back through, 5 times x squared is 5x squared, 5 times 8 is 40x, and 5 times 16 is 80. So now that I have that 5 factored out, now those numbers are a little bit more easy to handle. And so I can look at the x squared and I say x and x. I think of numbers that multiply to get 16. Well, what do I got? I got 1 and 16. I got 2 and 8. And I got 4 and 4. And I'm going to go with the 4 and 4. Why? Because I know that this is going to be a 4x. This here is going to be a 4x, which gives me an 8x. And that's what I'm looking for. So my final answer, when I factor this thing, you got to keep the 5 out in front. It's still part of the problem. But it's going to be 5 times x plus 4 times x plus 4, or we can write that as 5 times x plus 4 quantity squared, since I have an x plus 4 times an x plus 4. Either way would be acceptable.